guys, Cyndi Williams here, the travel career coach. How's everyone doing? I was so inspired to just speak on the fact that thanks to coronavirus, I have had the most amazing weekend ever. That probably sounds crazy, but I want to talk today about perspective. What's yours? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling fearful? I know a lot of you are, and thank you to those of you who've written in or posted comments. Our viewership on YouTube has gone through the roof because I know you guys are at home and you're watching stuff, and we appreciate your comments. We're hearing how you're feeling. We're honored. I'm honored that you're looking to us as leaders in the industry to help you through this time that you're going through, because maybe it's the first time or maybe it feels overwhelming. After 25 years of being in the industry, I've seen a lot of things. This one is a crazy one. I'm not going to lie. Like, we've never had Disney World shut down for a long period of time or cruise ships shut down for a long period of time. So there are some things to this event that are unique in nature. And then there's some things that are not unique in nature in terms of patterns and how things happen, how the things you should be doing to make the most of this time, but also how do you get through it if you're emotionally feeling a little tough. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm going to share with you my process and what I would do if I were in your shoes and that whole thing. So let me start by saying, if this is your first show that you've ever watched us on, my name is Cyndi Williams, and I am your host of Bliss to Abundance. That is my TV show that streams out on Amazon and Roku and all the places. And we also have a podcast by the same name on iTunes, Spotify, and all that good stuff. So if you're, we usually do some visual things, which I'm going to do today in our show. So definitely check us out over on YouTube or Facebook as well. So if you're new to the show, I always say a few things. One, I have a passion for three things, above and beyond my family, of course. I love to travel, like that's what I do all day long. I love cute earrings, right? I collect earrings from all over the world when we travel, and I have the most amazing coffee mug collection. But today we have a little Star Wars tie-in. This is my husband's mug, so I swiped it. The expressions of a stormtrooper. That's so funny. But anyway, so I want to talk to you guys about this amazing weekend that I had this past weekend. And while everyone was kind of freaking out and where do we go and what do we do and the sky is falling. And I want to start by saying you are 100% responsible for your energy, right? You are 100% responsible for how you respond in any given situation. So I want to start there only because we're going to give you some tools as we kind of talk through this program. But I want that to kind of settle in, okay? After the scariness wears off, you have a choice to make. And I've been through so many of these things over the years that as soon as something like this happens, I make a really clear intention of how I want to make the most of it, right? Because fear is a reaction. And if you stay in that reactionary place, it doesn't do you any good. Courage is a decision. And when you decide and then you take action, your energy shifts and you will make the most of this time instead of going backwards, okay? So what do I mean by that? Like, what you consume consumes you. Let me say that again. What you consume consumes you. What does that mean? The things that you allow into your experience on a daily basis. I'm talking about news, YouTube videos, interactions with others, people who feel great about what's going on, people who feel, positive about what's going on, people that feel negative, people that feel fearful. What circles are you traveling in? What you are consuming on a daily basis, your social media, your TV, your YouTube, wherever you consume content or interact out in the world consumes you. What you consume consumes you. Another way to say it is what you think about is what you bring about, right? If you've ever followed Michael Beckwith, I think he was the original person who said that. What you think about, you bring about. So if you're thinking about fear and you're thinking about scarcity and you're thinking about all the things that could possibly go wrong, it's like you're like a magnet, right? That is how your subconscious, how your vibration works, and puts you in a mindset that can support you into growth or, not, right? If you're thinking about all the things that could go wrong, all the things that could go wrong are going to come faster and more furious. If you flip that script and think about all the things that could go right, or look at things from a different way, that is how you can start to change your perspective. So I want to tell you where this shifted for me in my career, because I used to be oh my gosh, this is going on, let me try to control everything. Let me try to do this. Let me try to do that. Let me try to do that. You can't control certain things that happen. You can't control the Disneyland shutdown, Disney World shutdown. You can't control what's going on with the cruise lines. You can't control, travel bans. You have no control over that. It's done. But what you can control is how you respond to it. So when I made a shift, someone said to me, and I don't know who said this originally, but someone said, things don't happen to you, they happen for you. If you adopt the belief that things are always happening for you, not to you, everything in your life can shift. Everything in your life will shift. So think about that happen instead of, why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? And you flip that and go, why is this happening? What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to do? If this is happening for me, what should I be doing? And I'll give you a perfect relevant example. We hear people all the time, right? We consult with a lot of businesses. We do initial consultations. We do these things called discovery calls where we look at your business, see if you're a fit to work with us as a client. And then we, of course, work with hundreds of clients a year to grow, supersize, and scale their travel businesses. And one of the biggest things people always tell me is, oh, I don't know if I'm going to have time. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do this program, or I don't know if I'm going to have time. My big thing with not being able to grow my business is I don't have time, right? I have this going on with my kids, and this going over here, and this going over here. Time. That's like a number one thing. That's a number one story we tell ourselves about why we can't be successful, or why we can't do a certain thing, or why sometimes it's an excuse we give ourselves to why we're not healthy enough, why our business isn't big enough, why whatever isn't whatever enough. So when something like this happens, I sit back and go, okay, so is what it is. How can we make the most of this? So I'm going to tell you like what my week was like last week. We're getting calls, emails, questions, and people are like, Cyndi, what should we do? Right? Because they work with me on a regular basis. And we didn't have a lot of downtime. Like my team came together. I have an amazing team. And I just asked the question. I said, this thing that's going on, what we need to do as industry leaders, what I need to do as an industry expert that helps people through building their businesses is, where can we help people most to help them bridge this gap? So the team and I just kind of got together and said, you know what, let's get some tools and resources and support. Some people have never been through a crisis type situation. I have to give kudos to my full team. Like literally in less than a week, we developed an entire module start to finish with videos and content and examples and email templates and everything that you need to navigate through any type of crisis, because we've done it before. We're using those best practices. We train those best practices, but took it to a whole new level to give people tools, because they're busy, they don't have time, they're working with their clients, and they're trying to get through the chaos. So I'm happy to report that is coming out very, very soon for any of you who are already Careers on Vacation clients, or if you're in our graduate group and you have been in the past a client of Careers on Vacation. If you have access to our membership site, that is magically going to be uploaded this month for you. So that's amazing. So that's coming, which is great. Even if you're not with Careers on Vacation, we are going to have a mini checklist that we send out and offer to you guys too. So, but the whole story to share is the fact that we decided we were going to have courage and figure out what we can do in the situation. And what we can do right now is step up and help people, do some support stuff. I also filmed a great video for my graduates and current clients. It says your travel agent needs a hug, and allowed them to share it on their social media so they could help navigate that situation. So we just figured out all the stuff we were going to do. And then I sat down with my husband, and we've been through, crazy stuff, been through 9/11. We live in Texas. So we've been through multiple hurricanes. We used to live in the Houston area. And so we've had, part of our house ripped off. We've lived through hurricanes where you have this weird downtime that you guys might be experiencing right now, where you're like, oh, watching the news, and you're like, what's going to happen next? Or like there's a hurricane coming and the coronavirus feels like a hurricane right now. Right. So it's one of those things where it's like, oh, and it's so hard to get away from the media. You feel glued to the TV. But I told my husband, I said, he was watching some videos, and I said, we're going to take the same approach we did back in 2008 when we launched our business and put our entire life savings into everything. And then they announced, oh, it's going to be the biggest recession. People are going to be on the streets. No one has a job, the doom and gloom. And way back when, we decided we were not going to participate in the recession. We're just not going to participate. We can't, because we had put our entire lives on the line for this business. So we decided instead to do some really key things. And number one thing we did was turn the TV off. Now, don't confuse that. I don't want you to be uninformed, but I did a video. You can go grab it on YouTube a few weeks back, or it's on the live stream series too, talking about where to get your information in a straightforward, factual way where there's not a media twist or a media angle or a hyped up, a hyped up version of what's going on. So I want you to be informed. I do not want you to be fearful, right? I want you to be, because fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision. So every day I start to, let me walk you through like my week and some of the things that we did. Every day I check the CDC, check World Health, what's going on, what do I need to know, does it impact our clients, our agents on our travel agency side are handling that piece, and if there's vacations that need to be modified, canceled, adjusted, we're doing it. We have a protocol for it. We have email templates. We have everything that our agents need to take care of that process. And we also have some very smart processes in place, right? Like how do we modify, upsell, cross-sell, move their vacation, do different things. So there's different things happening, but it's taken care of. And then the rest of my day, as everyone else is scurrying about and taking to social media and writing up how scared they are or whatever's going on, we're really taking a step back from social media. We're on social media to give you guys content like this, right? To help you, support you, uplift you, encourage you. I'm all about that. I am your leader every day of the week and twice on Sunday when it comes to that. But you will not see me post anywhere in social media that is anything related to fear, because when you think about it and that thought turns into now you're writing it, that's like, again, it's the magnet thing. You're attracting that to you. So what we, as a family, decided to do is take a kick back from social media this weekend. We put our resource tools out, put those videos out, did that stuff on Friday. And then we said, let's have some family time. Honestly, we had the best weekend. Like the kids and I'm like, let's watch some high vibration movies. Like, what are your favorite comedy movies? So my daughter and I had some fun time. My son woke up on Sunday morning. And I'm filming this on Sunday afternoon. And he said, Mom, he said, do you want to play Star Wars today? And I was like, yeah, that sounds amazing. Like, when's the last time I went outside and played? Like I can't even tell you. So he's like, I could film you. And I was like, well, I got to be a Jedi. And it was hilarious because it was just this cute little moment. And instead of being stuck in work or stuck to social media or watching the stuff on the news, I was like, yeah, like let's go play Star Wars in the backyard. So check out my hair, first of all. We talk about how cute this little thing is, and we actually will have some more video and stuff I'll splice in later because we're gonna make a little segment out of that. But it was a fun little half an hour that I spent with my son, and then it started raining, so we had to go play. But we're in the backyard with the lightsabers doing the whole thing, and that's like a memory I'm gonna have forever. So thank you, coronavirus, right? Because it made me kick back. And because my perspective is this, why is this happening for me? Because I have more time. I'm going to connect with my family. I am going to intend to do things differently. So that was a ton of fun. I organized our pantry like everybody else in the world, went out and picked a few groceries up. actually made dinner, made breakfast. And I'm not a big cook. I cook a few times a week, but not very much, but took time to like create a meal from scratch. And it was really like low key and relaxing. And what this also allowed me to do was have the inspiration for this live stream to share with you. And I'm clearly setting an intention going into next week of my goals since for the beginning of the year haven't changed. So what I have now is the gift of a little bit more time, right? So if I have a little more time, I'm going to work on this project or that project or whatever I have going on. And I don't have time for other stuff to get in the way because I'm still going to hit my goals. I'm going to exceed my goals, if anything else. And that's how I'm going to go about it, and I'm going to approach it. So time is a gift. It doesn't matter if it came in a shitty package, which this one did. I get it. And I know some of you are having to cancel trips and you were counting on revenues. Can you control that? No. You can do a little damage control, which if you're getting our module, we're going to talk about that in there. But if you don't have control over it, fear, anxiety, and stress do not serve you in any way, right? Having an intention where you are moving forward with, okay, this is happening for me, so what can I do with this time? Ask yourself those questions. I'm going to give you some real tangible things that you can do. Number one, you got to turn off the TV. Like, just stop. And if your social media feeds are filled with news, you might need to like unsubscribe to some of them or change your notification settings to turn some of that stuff down, or stay off social media unless it is something pertinent that you need to do to drive your business forward or connect with your friends and family around the world. That's another thing. I touched it. I was able to call and text and interact with friends around the world. I haven't done that in months. That was another great thing that came out of this weekend, just taking that time, right? So, but the first one is please, I beg you, you got to turn the media down. Get your information from the places that we shared with you, but then you got to step away. Take a walk, go play Star Wars with your 10-year-old in the backyard, play a board game, watch movies that uplift you, get put a playlist together, do something that's going to raise your vibration instead of putting you in this cycle of, oh my gosh, it's fear, it's scary, it's blah, blah, blah. So think about the things that raise your vibration, whatever those are, and do some of those. The other thing I want you to do is set an intention. Right? Be intentional about how you are going to spend your time. Be intentional about how you are going to show up in the world. It doesn't do your clients any good if you're feeling this way. It doesn't do your family any good if you're feeling this way. So you've got to kind of flip that script, and starting an intention is the first step to doing that. I intend to do some really amazing things with my business and serve my community at a higher level. I intend to come out on way upside versus downside out of this situation. We're working behind the scenes to modify some of our marketing campaigns, to adjust it due to this. And we know there is a second wave season coming. People are not going to stop traveling. So we're busy little bumblebees. Like, we don't have time to sit around and watch TV. We have all of our protocols in place. We know how to get through a crisis situation. Not only do we know how to get through it, we know how to make more money out of it, which just seems crazy, but it's true, because if you know what buttons to push and you have a marketing machine and all those good things behind the scenes, that will change how you look at something like this, right? So set your intention to how you want to spend this time. What are those projects you've been working on? Maybe you've been waiting to sign up for Careers on Vacation because you didn't feel like you had time. Well, guess what? You got 4 to 6 weeks here that things might be a little slower. Now is the time, right? Or whatever you have on that list of things you haven't been doing. I have this Mevo on I got this for Christmas and I wanted it so bad. I have not opened it yet. It's not even open. So I'm going to do that this week, right? Like, I'm finally going to dig in. So do some of that stuff. Time is a gift no matter what package it comes in. And the last one is, you need to surround yourself with a positive community on the friend level, on the family level, on the career level. If there are people who are always bringing in the doom and gloom, it's like, how like the rainy cloud comes in and it just spreads. You have to do what I call protecting your circle. Protect your circle. Make sure the people that you are interacting in are positive and uplifting, and they feed your fire. They're not extinguishing your flame. You know, in Careers on Vacation, that's why we make everybody apply for the program. It's one of those things where we hand pick our clients because, one, we want to make sure we can help you, because we're not going to take your money unless we know we can confidently help you. But two, we really are in tune with having the right dynamic in our current client group and also in our future graduate group. We have hundreds of people in there. And the first thing I did when this happened is said, we're declaring this a fear-free zone. We're going to help you guys be informed. We're going to help you get through this. And, you know, you got this and we got you, is basically the whole mantra. And I can't tell you the number of people that are like, I'm so glad I'm in the program because I'm learning how to deal with this in the hardest time. So I know if I can do this, it's going to be even easier in the easy times. Absolutely. And then for our graduates, you know, helping them from that process as well has just been an honor and a privilege, because it's our opportunity to do that. But the point being is, those groups are amazingly positive. You know this if you're already a client, you know this if you're already a grad, but if you are out there by yourself in a silo, you have got to find a circle. And if it's not Careers on Vacation, that's okay. But you have got to find your circle. Who is going to uplift you? Who's going to keep you positive in this time? Who is going to be your mentor that says, it's going to be okay? And if you're watching this on YouTube, it's going to be okay. We're going to come on the upside. We're going to come out on the upside of the cycle. I promise you. But protect your circle, you know, and if you have that friend or that family member, maybe just limit contact if they're not in that place where they're, you know, bringing your vibration up versus down. So guys, I hope this was helpful for you today. We have some funny stuff coming with this little Star Wars thing my son did. I'm so excited to share it with you. But as always, I wish you guys so much love, so much abundance. If you are interested in learning more or working with me as your mentor, of course, you know, you can check us out at wanderlustceo.com, or if you want to apply for Careers on Vacation, you know you're finally ready, just go to careersonvacation.com/ready now, and you can apply for the program. And until next week, I wish you so much love, so much abundance. And what did the Jedi say? Oh, I'll end with my favorite, one of my favorite quotes in all the world. Do or do not, there is no try. Master Yoda. Do or do not, there is no try. So you're not going to try to get through this. You're not going to try to make it through every day. You are going to do it. You're going to do it. Do or do not, there is no try. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.